Assalamu alaikum dear friends. Welcome to my channel Shamaila Rafique Official. Hope all of you are doing good today. Friends, there are some extremely common English mistakes that make people cringe and make them look even less smart. No matter what type of work you do, good grammar and English is relevant for all organizations, and it can make a big difference in your career path. So, viewers, at times people make even funny mistakes in the use of English language, although they don't do it intentionally, but it just happens. So, in this video, let's discuss some very common English speaking mistakes and the ways to avoid them. The first pair on the screen, loose versus lose. So what's the pronunciation? Just please try to notice even the pronunciation of these two words. People often even pronounce them wrong. The first is loose, s sound, loose. And the second is lose, z sound, lose. What's the meaning of loose? Big in size. And lose, become unable to find, or you don't have something anymore. Let's use these both words in the sentences to make the situation clearer. Loose, this shirt is loose. And lose, many trees lose their leaves in autumn. I hope it's clear now. Now let's make a checklist and try to check whether we have understood the concept or not. So the first sentence on the screen, we shouldn't dash our identity. Loose or lose? Yes, lose. Another sentence, avoid wearing dash sandals. Loose or lose? Of course, lose. Right. The next pair on the screen, stressed versus stressful. Pronunciation is quite evident. Stressed and stressful. Now let's discuss the meanings. Stress means how you feel, and stressful, how something makes you feel. Again, stressed means you feel stressed, but in stressful, something is stressful. Let's use them in the sentences. Sentence for stressed. The accident left her stressed for days. And the sentence for stressful, her job is stressful. Hope it's clear. Let's check our understanding. Suppose you have an entry test the day after tomorrow. How would you feel? Stressed or stressful? Yes, the answer is stressed. Point number 2, she was quite calm in the most dash situation of her life. Stressful or stressed? Yes, the answer is stressful. Situation number 3, sensitive versus sensible. Now pronunciation is quite clear, sensitive and sensible. The meanings of both these words are different. Sensitive means emotional and sensible means logical. Let's use these two words in sentences to make the situation clearer. Sensitive can be used in a sentence like this. She felt extremely sensitive at the death of her mother. Means she felt very much emotional at the death of her mother. And the sentence for sensible may be, my teacher gave me some sensible suggestions. Means the suggestions given by the teacher were quite logical. Here we go for the checklist. Number 1, if you easily get upset for what other people say, you are sensible or sensitive? The answer is sensitive. Another situation, if you are logical, then you are sensible or sensitive? Of course, you are sensible. Now let's move to another pair, that is desert versus dessert. First, let's have a look at the pronunciation. The first one is desert, desert. And the second is dessert. Now, the meaning for the first one is a dry, sandy area of land with no rain, desert. And dessert means something sweet you eat at the end of a meal like ice cream, chocolate, cake, etc. Now let's use these two words in sentences. Desert, they lost their way in the desert. And dessert, she had homemade ice cream for dessert. Here is the checklist. Camel is called the animal of dessert or desert? Of course, it is desert. What do you eat after a meal is a desert or dessert? Yes, the answer is dessert. Number 5, difference between loan versus borrow. Many times people make even funny mistakes when they use these two words. So let's here discuss the difference between the two. Loan means to give something to somebody with an intention to get it back. And borrow means take something from somebody with an intention to give it back. For example, let's use a sentence for loan. He took a loan to pay for the car. And sentence for borrow, I am borrowing $200 from the bank. Hope it's clear now. Let's check our understanding. Number 1, the twins offer dash each other's clothes. The twins offer loan or borrow? Of course, borrow. He got a car, loan or borrow? Yes, he got a car, loan. I hope the difference is clear now. Another very important difference between two words, since versus for. Since versus for. Friends, since is used for the time period when the period mentioned is quite exact. But for is used when you continue for a period of time that is mentioned, but that is not exact. For example, the sentence for since can be, I have felt better since I am here, or I have felt better since last night. And the sentence for can be, she has not met him for 3 years, or she has not met him for 2 months. Here goes the checklist. Number 1, he had been working in this firm dash 3 months. For or since? Yes, he had been working in this firm for 3 months. Number 2, she has not spoken to him dash Thursday. For or since? Since. She has not spoken to him since Thursday. Receipt versus recipe. First of all, let's look at the pronunciation. First one is receipt. P will be silent. It will not be pronounced. Receipt. And the next will be recipe. Recipe. Receipt means a piece of paper that shows you paid for something, and recipe is a detailed text to show how to prepare a meal. Sentence for receipt, he paid his restaurant bills according to the receipt. And sentence for the recipe, this recipe seems fantastic. Here's the checklist. After you have paid for your meal, we will give you a recipe or receipt. Of course, receipt. And number 2, omit the salt in the recipe or receipt. Of course, omit the salt in the recipe. Now, the next pair is very, very interesting. One of my favorites, and it's very confusing. So please pay your full attention. Lay versus lie. Audience, lay means put something somewhere, but lie means put yourself somewhere. For example, you can use a sentence for lay. Lay the baby on the bed, or she wants to lay the pen on the table. But the sentences for lie will be, I'm tired and want to lie on the bed, or I would like to lie down. Here goes the checklist. I made my dog dash down, lay or lie? Lie. Dash the fabric carefully on the table, lay or lie? Of course, lay. Now, one more confusing situation I would like to discuss over here is that the past tense of these two words is also very confusing. The past or second form of lay is laid, and the second form of lie is lay. So, how will we use them in sentences? The sentence for laid, the second form of lay will be, I laid the baby yesterday on the bed. And the sentence for lay, that is the second form of lie, will be, yesterday I lay on the bed. Here's the checklist. I dash my shoulder to the wheel, lay or laid? Of course, I lay. And the second, he dashed a gentle hand on her shoulder, lay or laid? Of course, he laid a gentle hand on her shoulder. So dear friends, that was all for today. Hope today's video was quite informative and it might have helped you to improve your spoken English. If yes, kindly do comment me in the comment section. Take care of yourself. See you soon. Bye-bye.